Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Abdullah Tucker, and I'm the president of the African American Organization, and I welcome you to the 34th March for Humanity. I mean, clap it up, 34 years, going strong. The theme for the march is Different Voices, One Struggle. The march honors the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a man who fought for justice for all people. And all over campus, there are signs saying hate has no home here. But actions must be attached to those words, and then and only then will we be able to appreciate that we may have many different voices, but we all have one struggle. Thank you all for joining us, because as we all know, the struggle does continue. Our generation must be able to shout loudly, proudly, to be able to honor Dr. King's legacy by saying, we got this. We must be able to accept that task. I just wanted to also reiterate that we're outside today because we wanted to create a safe environment which will minimize, the impact of COVID. Again, thank you all for coming.
Hi, everyone. My name is Fatima Jaune, and I'm the Vice President of the African American organization here at Shippensburg University. I am honored to introduce Dr. Charles Patterson, Interim President of Shippensburg University. I'm sharing these words from a student's perspective. He truly cares about the university and about students. How do I know that? Well, he is the first president who actually shared his cell phone number with students. He and Mrs. Patterson attend student events, and they interact genuinely with us. They are real people who are connected to the people. He is someone who dares to come to let all, not some of his students know that he will meet them where they are. Example is his willingness to come to the MSA Center and hold an honest, open conversation with students. I know the journey is not easy, but we have a winning team because we have President and Mrs. Patterson at the helm of our mighty ship. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Fatima. Appreciate that. Thank you all for joining us today, and I welcome you, and I'm honored to be here among you as we commemorate the life and the work of Dr. King and stand with you during the 34th March for Humanity, a rich and proud tradition here at Shippensburg. Today we join in solidarity in our commitment to better ourselves and our community, our country, with our different voices in this struggle to make true the words justice for all. We honor Dr. King and his legacy in the way that he said, "Commit yourself to the noble struggle for human rights. You will make a greater person of yourself, a greater nation of your country, and a finer world to live in." To think these words from Dr. King are only a little more than 60 years old is not lost upon me that we as individuals, as a university and a country, are still fighting for justice for all. And I'm proud to say I belong to a Shippensburg University community that continues to fight for equality and for social justice. Dr. King's words live on through our students, our faculty, and our staff, and our administration leads by example. It's our commitment to providing formal and informal experiences to all of our students. Dr. King's work lives on through our organizations and through our university programming. This year we celebrate the African American Organization's 50 years of service at Shippensburg University. Round of applause, please. Organizations such as Afro-AM, ACT, MSA, SGA, and others shoulder the responsibility of creating the most equitable and enriching experiences, but not in isolation. I see all of you in these living words, from these marginalized members of our university community who work twice as hard just to be here, to the more privileged who stand with them in solidarity. We are here together. I see Dr. King's dream begin to come to fruition when we can say, I don't know what it's like to walk in your shoes, but I am willing to walk with you, to walk alongside you. This is the togetherness that we strive for at Shippensburg. Good leaders, I should say, also know when to follow. And today, Colleen and I follow your lead. We walk with you, hand in hand, as we seek to become allies for the fight. Let Dr. King's words be the glue that holds us together as we embark on this journey to make a better world. We are so proud of you. Thank you for what you do, and go Ship!
My name is Jordan Newsom, and we march because my grandfather reminded me the other day that he was 21 years old when the Voting Rights Act of 1965 was passed. In lieu of the recent John Lewis Act, I paused for a brief moment to remind myself that I am now 21 years old, and yet I am fighting the same battles that my grandfather fought decades ago. It's almost as if the mockingbird wasn't killed, as if black bodies were not swinging from trees, as if the caged bird wasn't free to sing, as if the 16th Street Baptist Church didn't blow up, as if the Northern Star did not guide us to freedom, as if my grandmother didn't count jelly beans to vote, as if we were not Martin Luther King Jr.'s wildest dream. We can no longer ignore this. We can no longer ignore this injustice. We have these campaigning for the basic needs, the basic rights to be free, to be treated equitable, to be treated with integrity, to be treated as if my skin color is not a threat, as if my brothers are not a threat, as if my sister's womb does not hold the ability to birth a nation. Well, I say enough is enough. There can be no more celebration without legislation, no more three-worded slogans, and no more, just no more. Instead of saying change, we need to become the change. We need a transformation. I know this battle seems like a never-ending battle. It seems like an uphill climb. It is exhausting. I am exhausted. But we need a transformation. The climb is tough, but my God, the view is beautiful. The view gets more beautiful each time we step, becoming easier to breathe and easier to live. John Lewis said, if not us, then who? If not when, then now. We are our ancestors' wildest dreams, and that is why we march. Thank you.
Hi everyone. Hi everyone. My name is Brenda Aristi. I'm a graduate student, but during my undergrad, I was also up here giving the speech because this fight wasn't won during my undergrad, years before that, and maybe even years after. But we must continue the fight. We march because they don't want us to. They want us to be silenced, to take what they give us and just let it be. But if it's not enough, then we will continue to force them to listen. We march because a white man seems too nice to be suspected of murdering a black woman. Because a white man broke down in tears in the courtroom, but his verdict was innocent when he clearly killed 2 men. Meanwhile, black men cannot drive to their home without the fear of being murdered. Latinos cannot speak their native tongue without hearing, "You're in America, speak English." Asian Americans cannot enjoy their time at the spa without being feared of a man entering and murdering them with a gun. When specific groups are targeted, we are reminded why we march. It is times like these, when events occurs like these, we are reminded why we march. When verdicts are unfairly ruled and decided based on the color of your race and not by the act that you committed, and when black men and women are killed, and when acts that protect minority voters are denied, we are reminded why we march. We are reminded that each day we march because we are given a message from America, and this message is saying that we are not done. We are many voices in one struggle that we can only be won by unifying. We march to empower. We march to remind our oppressors that they have not won, they will not win, and they will never win in this battle because their enough is not our enough. Thank you. And at this moment, I would also like to call to march Dr. Stephanie Gerard.
I can hardly follow in such great words. But first, we must give thanks to the backbone of this movement at Shippensburg, Miss Diane Jefferson and Miss Capri Brown. Give it up! All of the students, Abdul, Jordan, Brenda, phenomenal. I could not, and Dr. Patterson, Mrs. Colleen Patterson, cannot thank you enough. I'm gonna end this call to march with the words of Amanda Gorman, who is your contemporary, your peer. And you know her great poem, The Hill We Climb. This excerpt is for you, and it's in the shadow of Dr. King, in which we march. So we are striving to forge our union with purpose, to compose a country committed to all cultures, colors, characters, and conditions of man. And so we lift our gaze, not to what stands between us, but what stands before us. We close the divide because we know to put our future first, we must first put our differences aside. This is the era of just redemption. We feared at its inception. We did not feel prepared to be the heirs of such a terrifying hour, but within it, we found the power to author a new chapter, to offer hope and laughter to ourselves. Repeat after me, community. Let us march for humanity. Let us march for humanity. Let us march for humanity. One more time. Let us march for humanity. Here we go.
Ain't no power like the power of the people, 'cause the power of the people don't stop. Hello, everybody. How y'all doing today? My name is Zaire. My name is Zaire, treasurer of Afro-Am. I want to thank President Patterson, Dr. Gerard, and Ms. Diane Jefferson, our advisor, and all to family, faculty, staff, and students who continue to support us. We want to thank you for marching. Yes, we have marched, but the fight is not over, in the words of Dr. King. A threat to justice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Let's continue to fight for what is right. Thank you.
One more time. Hang hands. No here. Hang hands. No here. Hang hands. No here. Let me see your fist though. Hang hands. No here. Hang hands. No here. Carmine, get this on video. Come on, Carmine. Come on.
Working on it.
No here. Hang hands. No here. Hang hands. No here. That's why we're Shippensburg University, because we know that hate has no home here. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. 34 years we've been doing this, and we could not ever do it without you all. So to the students, we love you. We thank you for your continued support, because without you, we all are nothing. Thank you.